And good morning, Savannah and the Low Country and all the sports fans on a Saturday morning. It's Memorial Day weekend. God bless our vets and
Amen, brother.
To all those that have served and have lost their life. But it's the coach, AD, Karl DeMasi, Chad Griffin. We're here on another Saturday morning, do another live show. We got a great show, a really big show. And remember, it's right here on the Karl DeMasi Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and on Twitter at KD Sports Report. So we're all over the place. We're going to have a lot of fun. And remember, it's right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network in the Sound Garden. Great setup. John Henderson taking care of the coach and the AD. You got to love it, Chad.
Man, he's just awesome. It's great to be here once again, man. I feel like every Saturday we're blessed with the best weather ever to be out here. And great show last night they had here at Coach's Corner. Another great show with the Drucker Band tonight. So, hey, big things going on at Coach's Corner, guys, and we got a really big show for you today.
And it's free. First 100 people come in and see the Drucker Band. Hey, it's a bunch of local kids from Calvary Day School. I'm not plugging Calvary Day School, but you know these kids.
Yeah, Drucker played baseball for us, pitched for us, local kid. He's really got into the music ship. He did that ways at Calvary, but his band's starting to take off. They're young, they're enthusiastic. So great show tonight here at Coach's Corner.
I think I might show up just to check it out.
I think I'm going to come out here tonight too.
Why don't we do that? My wife's away, so I'll meet you here. You know, bring Sherry.
Want to come out? They'll be here as long as there's wings and pizza. My kids will be fine.
Oh, it's already, people. The aroma is flowing in.
Oh, yes,
the barbecue.
Is.
The smoke.
You can see the smoke, smell the smoke.
They're already barbecuing something, or as I like to say, barbecue, and they say grilling down here. So, yeah, there's probably barbecue on there. There's probably chicken, a brisket, a roast beef, whatever. But anyway, great show. We're going to start it off. We're going to talk about the Georgia High School State Association and college football opening up the door for conditioning. Our first guest at 9:15 from the Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association, Caleb Harkleroad. He's the president. I went out there Thursday night, did a little hurling.
You did, man.
Hey, they were playing Gaelic football, which was sort of like volleyball football. He's going to explain to you. It was really cool.
Well, you did the whole. I watched it on your thing there, the scoop and hit. Okay, the front of the stick was bigger than what I thought it was going to be.
It's flat. It's not like a lacrosse stick.
I know, but it was a little bit bigger than a hockey stick that I thought it was going to be. So you did a good job, man.
Then we have the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic athletes. Cool. Athletes, this is the first time ever. We're going to have 4 athletes on at once with the coach and AD. The 4 young men who signed at Savannah Christian to go to the next level. Okay, Chase Beard, who's going to St. Vincent's College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. You know what's in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, don't you?
You would tell me. Rolling
Rock, one of the oldest breweries in the United States.
Nice. Rolling
Rock beverage. You know what Rolling Rock is? A little adult beverage.
Little adults.
So, out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, as soon as I saw that, I said, that's pretty cool. All right. Cool. And, because in my youth, that was the biggest adult beverage when I turned 18, of course. All right. And then we have Grady Coppock, who's going to Presbyterian. Nice. There's a lot of local kids from Savannah going to Presbyterian.
It's a great place.
So he's going to go run cross country there. And then who else we got? Don't let me forget.
McCarthy.
Jake McCarthy, soccer goalie. Going
I can't wait to tell that guy. That's going to be my interview part there. And I love that guy.
Nate Moon, love this story. Man. He did not play his senior year.
Yeah, so Nate, got injured in a scrimmage and re-injured his shoulder in the first game of the season at Athens Academy. Didn't get to play basically the whole year. But if you talk to everyone, if you know about Nate Moon, he is one of the most gracious, humble young men there is, and just a terrific young man. He basically became a coach.
Oh yeah,
him. Coach Wilbur said, and so we get to talk about him, the progress of recruiting, and he's walking on at Georgia Tech. So we're excited for him. And Georgia Tech's getting a steal now. Let me tell you,
they're getting a steal.
A lot of people probably missed out on that aspect, but I'm excited about having Nate on.
But what's special about Nate Moon? To get into Georgia Tech, his GPA is off the chart. So
over 4.0 GPA, guys.
All right, and then Nate Moon, Jake McCarthy, Grady Coppock, and Chase Beard. Okay, yeah. And then at 9:45, 9:50, we talked about Savannah State football last week. Hey, let's talk a little Georgia Southern football. Only 40 miles away from the heart of Savannah, 60 miles away from the heart of Karl DeMasi's house because my son played there. So I know it very well, but I'm excited about it. Chad Lunsford, done a great job since he's been in there since 2017. A little Eagle football today.
Man, that's big. Coach Lunsford on here. Plus, we get to talk to him about the return of football players, what that's going to look like. And we'll go through his resume and get some good questions about his stepping stones to get to be a head coach of Georgia Southern.
Hey, he started on the high school level. He started at, Georgia College.
So he was assistant coach at Georgia Military, started coaching tight ends, and just kind of went through that progress. It just shows you, man, it don't matter where you start. You work hard enough, you have enough passion and dream, you can get there.
And he played in Elbert County for one of the most famous coaches in the state. I'll get his name, but he played for, one of the winningest coaches in the state. So we'll get to that too. But let's kick it off. College football the other night, Tuesday night, Notre Dame. We're letting kids come back, athletes come back June 1st. Thursday, Georgia High School, 3 o'clock. The executive board of trustees voted to let our athletes come in June 8th. It was June 1st, but they pushed it back a week because they figured with the Memorial Day weekend, people have to make arrangements to do stuff. But, there were stipulations, but everybody's excited. Now, I know as far as public schools go, they're going to meet on this week, and we should have an answer what public schools are going to do, their football programs, volleyball programs, softball programs. But on the private school sector, you've talked to a couple, Dawn Odom, who was on the board.
Yeah.
Dawn Odom, principal at St. Vincent's, the athletic director, she was there.
Yeah, she's on the board trustee. So we just wanted to get some clarification about some things. So understand, it's not free for all. Everybody can go back at once. So you're allowed, 20 student athletes plus coach per sport at a time. So yes, theoretically, you could have 20 football players on campus, 20 volleyball players, 20 basketball players. But understand, no equipment. You cannot. This is conditioning only for you guys. And so, really, coaching staffs are going to be meeting over the next week. I know we're meeting on Tuesday with our coaching staff and laying a schedule out. Also, there's a ton of protocols in there. All right, so it's not just show up. So you come in, everybody gets scanned. There's a record sheet. Basically, you got to fill out a questionnaire like, hey, have you had a fever in the last week? Have you been diagnosed with COVID-19? Do you know by or been in contact with that? Have you traveled to a hotspot? So we can track stuff. That's for your safety and the safety of everybody that's going to be around. Also for the coaches. Hey, they're going through the same protocol. And that group, what Georgia High School and National Federation recommended, is those pods of people stay together for the duration of this phase. Now, understand, Dr. Hines and board trustees also acknowledge, listen, the governor could come out next weekend and say, hey, you can have groups of 50, and this all be expanded. But I think the protocol of checking kids in and what that looks like will probably last through the duration of the summer, Carl.
But I got to go back one step further, though. It's going to be up to the school, private schools, and it's going to be up to the school district that has the final say. Yes, the president can help the government. The government makes the decision. The mayor makes the decision because that's his area. And it's just like that when we get to the educational system. The school district or the school will make that decision. So, Chad, my question is, though, if you think about it, you're going to be in a weight room, okay? Same kids, 20 kids with one coach or 19 kids with one coach. Same kids stay together in their groups. But you have to sanitize it. You have to clean it. That's going to be the biggest issue. I know in public school, who's going to give us the materials to do that? Who's going to give us the disinfectant to do that? Private school is going to be the same way.
Well, I hope, as athletic directors and administration, you've been preparing for this since March. That's kind of one of our biggest things is in the last couple of months, securing supplies for all this.
Right.
You're going to have 15 minutes or however you really want. Minimum 15 minutes is what they've said. But as groups transition out of the weight room into other places to work, you got to go in, sanitize everything, clean everything down before the next group comes in. And so it's really going to have to be super organized. You've got to specify, hey, what is your priority? And in some of the board trustees I've talked to and their coaches, hey, the priority was to get kids back in the weight room, get conditioning going for football, and really focus on fall sports. Notice, hey, you can bring basketball players in there,
right? But
you can't go dribble a basketball either. Nope. So it's kind of your school's got to prioritize, hey, who's going to come first, what that needs to look like, and you can have multiple groups in your facility at one time. You can have volleyball in the gym if you want to, doing conditioning. You have softball outside doing conditioning. But it's really about prioritizing and organizing your day. And it's going to be a long day, guys. Let's just be honest. Let's say you have 100 football players or whatever, in groups of 20, and then a time in between. You're really going to be organized on what you're doing. But listen, we're all super excited about it. I think we're all going to understand the protocols being in place, and we're just grateful that Georgia High School is going to allow us to get back and start this process. And in talking to others right now, the schedule is going to stay on course. Dead week will still happen. Now, this could all change, guys. This could all change. The dead week will still happen when normal dead week would happen for right now. But in talking to board trustees, hey, listen, 2 weeks things could change. from that thing. But, hey, set the protocols in place. Keep your student athletes safe. That's the first and foremost. And remember, going back day one, it's day one. These guys, like Dr. Hahn said, they have deconditioned for the most part for the last 2 or 3 months, if we want to be honest.
Well, a lot of kids been working out, though. I mean, I saw one kid yesterday in my neighborhood, soccer player. 90 degrees. He's out there running. So these kids are conditioning themselves.
Hopefully.
Well, the ones that are dedicated.
Yeah, the ones that are dedicated. And then you have, how it is. It's always the fringe kids that you got to worry about. Also remember, hey, July 27th, you got to have new fiscals by July 27th. So remember, athletic directors and others, when these kids come back and you're getting new students into your school, you got to make sure they have an update fiscal as well. If they don't have an update fiscal, from last year, they got to get a new one. So, but you got to July 27th to get that done. We'll
get more into that later on. We got, of course, our next guest waiting in the broadcast studio, the waiting room, and that's Caleb Harkleroad. We're going to be talking about the Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association. But don't forget, you want to find the 16 guidelines that Georgia High School has put out. Go to the prepsportsreport.com, click on my story. Well, it's not really a story. I gave you a quick blurb of what happened at the meeting, but I made sure I got those 16 guidelines down there so everybody understands what's going on. And remember, the prepsportsreport.com is why I'm here. That's how the Karl DeMasi Sports Board came about. It's a brand new website, blowing it up. Send me your students. Give me a call. I'll write the story. Please, Chad, I'll even help write stories.
Help write.
We want to get news. Hey, I had a girl. I'll make this quick because we want to get Caleb on. Cassandra Ruff at a First Presbyterian Christian Academy in Hinesville. I had someone send me a story about her. She played at Georgia Military College. She just signed to go play at Brenau University or Brenau College. Yeah. Okay, but Dean's List and the President's List. Awesome. Now, I didn't know what the President's List was, but this young lady for virtual learning maintained a 3.7 grade point average or better and did not get any C's. Those are the stipulations. So Cassandra Ruff. And she was a National Junior College first team region, or I think it's region 17. So
awesome.
Send us your stories.
We'll get
Send us your stories. All right, next up, we're going to talk a little Irish sports. Okay, the Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association. I had a chance to be part of that the other night. I tried hurling. Remember, you're listening to the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Board right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Here we go.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and abundant pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong during this COVID-19 pandemic. They are now open for dine-in, lunch, and dinner. But remember, Coach's Corner still has curbside and takeout service. John Harrison and the Coach's Corner crew has still been smoking delicious meats like Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. Don't forget, Saturday night in the Soundgarden, the band Drucker. Tickets are free at the door with limited seating to the first 100. Make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
Just so you guys know, these are the commercials. These are our sponsors. We've been doing a read, so I try to make my own commercials. And, of course, the AD here with the voiceovers. So that's what we're doing right now. So we're honoring our sponsors. So next up, Calvary Day School. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
At Calvary
Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies. For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's have got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball, softball, and yes, football too, every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop. They are now located at 42 West Montgomery Crossroad, Suite C in Savannah, and are open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and seasonal on Saturdays.
Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies is closed with a June 1st date to reopen the doors for business. So come visit locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, where everyone is a winner.
And this one goes out to the coach, just for him. I know he's going to love this. And remember, forget about it, y'all. Yo, you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York. All right, the last one. Got to thank the man that's been sponsoring the Athlete of the Week for forever. So here we go. Right.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back. It's the coach and the AD, Karl DeMasi,
Coach Griffin.
And it's on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. And it's all on Facebook Live, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, YouTube Live, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, and on Twitter Live at kdsportsreport.com. So we're into our second segment. We're strolling right along here. The commercials makes it a lot easier for us so we can keep on time. There's a new, I guess, club in town, a new athletic association in town, and it's pretty cool. It was founded in 2020. Okay, it's to enhance the Savannah community through the Gaelic games, Irish games of hurling, Irish football, and it's all part of the Irish heritage. Hey, we're big here in Savannah. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so the Gaelic Athletic Association is an Irish international amateur sporting and cultural organization focused primarily on promoting indigenous Gaelic games and pastimes, which includes the traditional Irish sports of hurling, which I got to do. Camage,
Well, ask him.
He's got to help us there.
Yeah.
You got to help us there, Caleb. And then Gaelic football, Gaelic handball, and rounders. Joining us now live on the Coach's Corner Sports Network internet stream is Caleb Harkleroad, the president of the Savannah Gaelic Association.
Hey, morning, guys.
Caleb, great to see you again. Had a lot of fun Thursday night. I wish I could stay a little longer. But I got a chance to do a little hurling.
You did. We were having a little football practice, but I got to see it hit the slitter, which is the ball, a few times, and got some good hits on it. So we hope to see you back.
Everybody gets lucky. You know what I mean?
Try it.
So tell me, a Savannian out of the Savannah Arts Academy.
Yep.
Family's been here forever. How did you come up with the idea? Let's play a little Irish sports.
Yeah, so I've always been very intrigued and interested in my Irish heritage, which would come from my mom's side. Dad's side's German. But so I've just always been very interested in that. I've been bagpiping for about 15 years, and so I play traditional Irish music with a group on occasion. And it's always been something very interesting to me. And just this beginning of this year, I had a group in from Ireland playing a concert at my house, and there were some folks from Ireland there that I'd not met before. They got an invite through some mutual friends, and we got to talk about hurling and football. And I said, I've always wanted to start a club here. And this gentleman named Niall Archibald, he's been coaching football for 20 years in this country and in Southern Ireland. And he said, I'm totally in. And through the next few weeks, we actually met some other people from Ireland that we had not met. We all got hooked up, and we all said, hey, let's start a GAA club in Savannah. Because within our region, the Southeast, for U.S. GAA, there are 15 or 16 hurling and football clubs. So plenty of competition.
So we're going to get into the team competition. And tell them football, this is Gaelic football, okay?
Correct.
So what I want you to do now, and I know Coach is waiting to ask you some questions, tell us what are the Gaelic sports or the Irish sports that you guys are concentrating on? Because I saw you guys playing with a volleyball, running around the field, and of course I tried my hand at playing with the stick, hurling.
Yeah, so we our games we would concentrate on would be Gaelic football, which is the volleyball like thing you saw the other day, and hurling, and camogie, which is
Go back. So that's camogie like pierogi.
Camogie, very similar. Yeah, that's ladies hurling. See, in Ireland there would be no co-ed sports under GAA, so it's separated, but the rules are only very, very slightly different. So women's hurling would be camogie, and then you have ladies football, Gaelic football, and hurling. So the idea is, and our goal is to have a hurling team, a camogie team, a Gaelic football team, and a ladies football team as time goes on.
Well, Caleb, I'm sitting here, I'm watching Gaelic. I want to know what Gaelic football is, so I'm watching it on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
right? And I'm already in love with this, okay? Because I played soccer in college, I played goalkeeper. So I'm sitting there going, all right, I can play goalkeeper for this. And it's a mix of basketball, it looks like Australian rules football, some handball in there as well. Like, this looks super fun, man. So give us a little bit of background about this sport. And, I see guys with, this looks awesome. So walk me through this and walk me through the process of, hey, starting teams in a league.
Yeah, so Gaelic football is one of the more Gaelic football and hurling are beautiful games to watch when they're played by really elite players. Really, just a beautiful game. And two of the oldest sports in the world. So you've noticed that it does share some rules with Aussie rules. There is you can handle the ball, you can solo the ball with your foot as dribbling. So the Gaelic football would be big. In Ireland there are football towns and there are hurling towns. So we're lucky to have a guy from Dublin on our squad that coached this for many years and is going to coach it for us. But it's a beautiful game.
So tell us how you got. What's the coach's name again?
Niall Archbold is our football coach.
Okay, Niall, Coach Archibald.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how he wound up. Has he been over here for 20 years? Has he been running around doing clubs? And hey, I know I got an accent, but he's got an accent.
So he was in Raleigh for quite some time and was involved with Raleigh Kilcullen, which is the Gaelic athletic club there. He was heavily involved with them and moved down to Bluffton a few years ago. And has coached youth soccer. Youth development would be his big love. Getting Gaelic games instilled in the youth of Savannah is a big goal of ours. But in the meantime, we're going to work on a senior team while we try to build up the youth. Hopefully, we can get the parents involved and they see how much fun it is, and it's a fun group that they would want to get their kids involved too.
Well, Kale, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here watching this, and first thing that comes to my mind when you talking about youth, like, I would love to have him out to Calvary and run a PE class and do this. That would be – I'm sitting here watching this, and my first question after that is going to be, hey, man, like, do you need a goalkeeper? Like, I can come out and play goalkeeper for you. But this looks awesome, and listen, man, this is pretty incredible. Just the speed of it, basketball, the way it all flows. So tell us about how many people you have doing this right now.
So about four weeks ago, we decided to brave it and get out in Forsyth. And when we got out there, we were hurling. We were just having what we call a puck around, which was a hit around. And we had some Gaelic footballs and we kicked around, and we did that. Just the three of us on the committee one week, and then the next week we had a couple other people show up. And then last Thursday we had some people show up, 4 or 5, and they're proper footballers. They were really, really top notch, and they had a blast because it's so different. It's not like any game they play. So we probably had 15 people last week, and we have our big introduction to Gaelic games next Thursday at Forsyth Park. We have Niall, who's going to be running the football, but we also have a guy named Liam O'Sullivan from Ireland who played with a very successful hurling club in in Cork in his heyday, and he's going to be showing us all the skills necessary to be a good hurler. So it's going to be a really exciting thing next week.
And you're listening to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, the coach and the AD, right here in the Sound Garden on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and of course, all at Coach's Corner, where it's all sports all the time. And you got to get Coach's Corner involved in this too, because I know there are a lot of Irish people hanging out here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, and we're a brand new club, and there are of course challenges that come with that, and really the biggest challenge is getting the word out and explaining kind of what we do, because it is different. But I think the people that come out and see it and play it, they get hooked. I mean, it's almost instant. They start playing, and it really gets into the soul. So.
Yeah, I know, because you told me the first week you had 4, the second week you had 9. Last week, I think there must probably over at least 15 to 20 people.
Oh yeah, and we had the second week we had a guy who played college ball, and I forget where he played college baseball, but he got onto the hurling and he was hooked. Like it was a similar skill, but it was different enough to challenge him athletically, and so he was hooked. He was back the other day, this past Thursday.
So, Caleb, tell us let everybody know how they can get involved. Is there a website to go to, Facebook page, how they can get involved, sign up? And
we're on growth. Yeah, we're on Facebook as Savannah GAA. We have a great little Facebook presence and following. We meet every Thursday at Forsyth Park at the south end near the basketball courts, 6:30. You don't have to be Irish. You don't have to have any previous ability. Just come out, meet some fun people, and we always have a cold drink afterwards and have a good chat. And it's a great community, and that community is only getting better every week.
Well, Caleb, I mean, I was there. I only could stay for a half an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there was a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of people talking, a lot of people talking about it. And I'm telling you right now, you got to meet Coach. I tried to get him here, but his son had a football lesson. So
I'll figure out how to get down there.
He's going to get down there.
Football,
and we'll absolutely come to Calvary, do a little hurling, do a little football, and show them what Gaelic games are all about.
Hey, you got a beautiful sports complex there, the Specialty Sports Complex. You got a great field to do it at.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We would really love that.
I mean, I had a hard time at Forsyth because I'm digging in between the weeds and a little dirt, and it was kind of tough raking that ball. Do you call it raking or scooping it?
Lifting. Yeah.
It's lifting. It's not raking. It's not scooping. There we go. We're watching you right now do it. You're showing everybody on Facebook. Look at that. Look at that backswing.
Look at that, man.
Nice. Base hit up. If I was a baseball player, it was right up the middle. But anyway, Caleb, once again, Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association, just on Facebook. Do you have a website?
Yeah, we're working on the website right now. We'll probably have one in a few months. But right now we're all on Facebook. And next Thursday we will have registration forms, and we will be registering people for the club if they're so inclined. And we'd love to have everybody we can.
All right, Caleb, we appreciate it.
All right, thanks,
and of course, make sure you keep Miss Bunny Angela Ware busy. She's got to be taking pictures. I know she can't play.
Yeah,
get her with that camera.
That's right. She's been a big help, and thank you, Karl, for giving us the time here.
Well, I'll be by Thursday night. I got to just adjust my schedule and got to come and watch what's going on again, because that was a lot of fun. You see, the problem is, Caleb, I got new knees. I can't run yet, so that way I would have loved to get into Gaelic football, because that seemed like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and the athletic director here, we'll get you in a goalkeeper. You just let us know, and we'll have the contract ready.
All right, man. I'll be there Thursday. I'll make sure of it.
All right, sounds good, guys.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you.
I mean, I was there. They were having a lot of fun, and it looks like a volleyball. They're hitting it back and forth. I mean, Coach Archibald. I mean, you think I have an accent? This guy, it seems like he's right off the boat from Ireland. And but people listening to him, running him through drills. And it was just not guys. It was girls too. It was ladies too.
I'm sitting here. I'm just watching it. Hey, for ones out there, go to YouTube and bring up Gaelic football, okay, and just watch it for 5 minutes. It is the most intriguing thing. It is a mix of basketball, so you're running, soccer. There's a little bit of dribbling in it. You're passing. Like volleyball, where you hit underhand, a little bit like Australian rules football. From that, they have a goalkeeper in. I saw him, like a guy took a PK. I don't know the scoring system yet, so I'm going to learn that today as well. And so, I mean, go watch it on YouTube, and you're like, this is like a mix of my 4 favorite sports.
And don't forget, Caleb Harkleroad and the Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association will come to your school, and they will demonstrate it to the youth, or as I like to say, the youth. Okay, so give them a call. Go to Savannah Gaelic Athletic Association. There's a number up there. There's a way to get in touch with Caleb. Your kids will have a lot of fun. And once again, Caleb, thanks for coming on. Well, before I get to next up, we're going to play our commercials for our sponsors. There'll be videos, and it'll make it a little easier on us so we can get a little sip of water and get ready to go for the next segment. But once again, this is the favorite part of my show, is having the kids on. Okay, this is the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Okay, we're honoring the athletes of the week. We're honoring the 4 Savannah Christian Preparatory School Raiders who signed national letter of intent last week. It's a lot of fun. I had 2 already on as athletes of the week, Nate Moon and Grady Coppock, but we're going to add Jake McCarthy, and we're going to add Jay Speard. So you're listening on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter at KD Sports Report, to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, the Coach and AD, and it's on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and abundant pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong during this COVID-19 pandemic. They are now open for dine-in, lunch, and dinner. But remember, Coach's Corner still has curbside and takeout service. John Harrison and the Coach's Corner crew has still been smoking delicious meats like Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. Don't forget, Saturday night in the Soundgarden, the band Drucker. Tickets are free at the door with limited seating to the first 100. Make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies. For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, and trophies, Thompson's have got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too, every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop. They are now located at 42 West Montgomery Crossroad, Suite C in Savannah, and are open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and seasonal on Saturdays. Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies is closed with a June 1st date to reopen the doors for business. So come visit locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans. It's a Saturday morning. It's the Coach and the
AD.
Karl DeMasi, Chad Griffin, Calvary Day School, Karl DeMasi Islands High School. And it's all a lot of fun because we're right here in the Soundgarden, and this is all presented every week by the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and it's a lot of fun. You can see it scrolling right there. The coach, Karl DeMasi, Chad Griffin, and Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're having a lot of fun. This is the first time I'm trying this. They're all waiting patiently so I can pop their face on the screen. We're going to have 4 athletes for the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Okay, we got Chase Beard going to St. Vincent's College to play football in Pennsylvania. We got Grady Coppock going to South Carolina to run cross country or track. We'll find out exactly to Presbyterian. Then we got Jake McCarthy. He's going to play a little soccer. He's a man after your own heart because he's a goalie, right?
Yes, sir.
At Bruton Parker, and then Nate Moon, who's going to be up there at Georgia Tech. So joining us now, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, or Athletes of the Week. Here we go. We're getting them on. And it's like a Zoom meeting. There they are. They're all there, Coach. Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Doing
Good
good.
morning. Good. How are you?
Good morning.
Guys, you got to speak a little louder. All right, let's
Can you
go.
hear me?
Here we go. Nate, give us
All
a
right.
good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Chase, give us a good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're hanging in there. All right. Grady, nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Come on, guys. You got to be a little louder. You got to be outspoken here. And then, of course, how's it going, Jake?
I'm doing good.
All right. So let me get you all on together again. So we go right back here. Hey, you guys had a great career at Savannah Christian. You all signed together. Let's start out with Mr. Chase Beard. What was it like that you had all 4 of you guys signing at the same time over there at Savannah Christian?
It was pretty cool. With all this coronavirus stuff, it was great to see friends and all that again and all this stuff like that.
Hey, Chase, so one thing I want to ask you about, one, you had a tremendous senior year, and obviously you stepped up and did a great job leading. 151 total tackles, 99 solo, 12.5 tackles a game, high school career with over 234 tackles. All right, so, but what I want to ask, I've seen Coach Walsh on the sideline. All right, so what's it like playing for a guy like that whose intensity level is like here? Right. So how much fun is it to play for Coach Walsh? What's that like?
It's pretty fun. It's different from most coaches, but he's a hilarious guy and all that, and he definitely gets us fired up on the sidelines.
All right. And then, Jake, watching your interview, I mean, from what Coach is telling me, soccer coach at Calvary, coached against you. He said, phenomenal goalie. From watching all the TV stuff, all the interviews you had, you weren't going to play college sports. How did you wind up deciding that you're finally going to go play?
Well, I had to make a decision on a Wednesday, and Coach from Bruton Parker called me on a Tuesday, and he called me up and he said, "Hey, do you want to play college soccer still?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he hooked me up real well. And by that Wednesday, when I had to get all my financial aid stuff in to colleges, I had it all done and everything was prepared. So it was good timing.
Jake, you know, from my standpoint, I've got to play against you for 3 years and watch you grow and develop. You've definitely been one of the best goalkeepers in Savannah. I know every time we play against you, it's a nightmare for me because you're so good in goal, but I appreciate it as a goalkeeper in college. And I love watching you play. I think you got the prototypical size, mentality, the attitude, and everything to play. I'm so excited that you're making the choice to play and doing that. So what was it at that last minute that kind of changed your mind that, you know, said, hey, I definitely want to go play college soccer? Was just that part of, hey, I missed my senior year or part of my senior year, and just that still itch to go play?
Yeah, it was definitely part of my senior year because, you know, our season got cut short, and I feel like soccer was something that was taken away from me rather than me stepping away from. So I was always willing to give it another shot, and I'm glad Bruton Parker stepped out and decided to take a chance on me. So I'm super excited, super pumped about it.
Well, I'm here to tell you, they ain't taking a chance on you, brother. All right. So, I mean, it's not no one taking a chance. They're going to be blessed to have you. They don't realize, hey, they probably do realize, but they're not really going to understand the goalkeeper they're getting until you get there. So, man, don't undersell yourself. You get there, you're going to work hard. You're going to see some time, man. You got all the talent to do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. To my 2 former Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athletes of the Week, Nate Moon over at Granger Honda last year, your junior year. Grady, we did it at Rocky's New York Deli, and you guys have been outstanding student athletes your whole career here in Savannah, Georgia, and Savannah Christian. I'm going to go to Grady first. Grady, you've been one of the elite cross-country runners here. Why Presbyterian College in South Carolina?
It felt like home. I loved the coaching staff. It was one of those feelings like right when I got there, I knew it was the place for me. I was looking at some other options too, and it was kind of my dream to run at a D1 school. And I know they're a lot small. They're one of the smaller D1, but it was just that the feeling of that. I felt like it was home too, and I loved it.
There's a bunch of Savannians going to Presbyterian. Jay Wetherington's going to go play baseball. I figure there's another one that's going to go play football. I'll try to remember who that is, but it's pretty exciting that you're getting to go to the next level. Now, is it going to be cross country or track, or is it going to be both?
It's going to be both.
Nice. So, what events are you going to be concentrating on?
In cross country, they move up to the 8K and then the 10K at finals. But in track, mainly I would like to stay in the 1 mile. But I mean, I'll do whatever coach says or whatever best for the team.
And once again, that's a great attitude. Whatever you can do for the team to help the team win. Remember, guys, it's what's on front of the shirt, that's what's on back of the shirt. And this is a prime example. Nate Moon, okay, unbelievable junior year, unbelievable year going into senior year. I know you were looking at some top-notch schools. I think Harvard was one of the schools that was recruiting you. And, of course, 2 shoulder injuries, and you didn't get to play your senior year. What motivated you to stay at practice and help these younger kids at the Raider football program?
Just the fact that I felt like it was my program. I feel like I've given my all to the program for 3 years. Seeing as I started my freshman year, so I feel like I put all to my program. So it would just be weird to walk away my senior year, and selfish to walk away just because I was injured. And I feel like I had a duty to be a leader to the younger teammates and to take them under my wing and help guide them and teach them how to practice and how to do the right things.
Nate, you're also going to be there with a couple other Savannians. Get find out some calories there. You got Stewart going there as well.
A kilo stone out of Jenkins.
Yeah, so Savannah's become a hotbed of recruiting. You 4 guys itself, you can see as student athletes. So Nate, tell us what's going to be like to be a little bit familiar with guys being up there with you.
It just it helps you get your foot in the door, I guess, with making friends. You just have some people that can look up to you. I mean, I've had conversations with Daquan and Kilo because they've already been on campus. And they just kind of, showing me how practice is going and how Coach Collins likes to run things. And then, me and Gavin going at the same time, being both PWOs is awesome because I have someone who can relate to me as far as what we're both going through off the field and on the field. So it's just good to have that support system. And it helps open the door for other Savannah athletes in the future.
It's pretty exciting. 3 of you, Presbyterian, Bruton Parker, Georgia Tech, all got somebody there from the Savannah area. Chase.
Yeah, this was going to be our question, Chase. So what about St. Vincent? How did that develop? And I've always been a guy listen, hey, you want to go far away? Hey, go it. I mean, wherever I was that kid, I would have played. I did. I played at a small D2 college in southeastern North Carolina. So I just wanted to play. So tell us about your journey, your recruiting, your journey to St. Vincent's.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania, too.
Coach Samiski came down, I think, my junior year to talk to me. And since then, me and him had a really tight relationship. He texted me every day, called me every day, just asked me how my day was going and stuff like that. And we kind of built a bond over the last year. And I knew that's where I wanted to go towards my senior year.
So did you go? Have you been up there and visit campus?
Yes, sir. I've been there once.
All right. So what about what about Latrobe and the campus that you like so much?
It's quiet up there. It's very peaceful, and I love the coaching staff. I mean, there's nothing really around where it's at, but
that's okay. I mean, you'll be busy playing football. Trust me, fun will find itself in college. It don't matter if you're at USC Pembroke, where I was, Detroit, Pennsylvania, Bruton Parker. Listen, man, you're gonna have those relationships with your football players that will last a lifetime. So don't worry, you'll create your own fun.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to go around the round table here. Jake McCarthy, you're going first. Memorable moment at Savannah Christian, whether it be athletically or academically. What has Savannah Christian meant to you?
Well, specifically for soccer, my junior year, we beat Effingham on a senior night, and it was just awesome seeing those seniors and their reaction to a season where, you know, we didn't qualify for playoffs, and it was just a team that had beaten us by a lot in the past, and for us to just on our own home field on a senior night just to come out and play really well, that's probably going to be one of my biggest memories.
Grady, how about you?
It's just meant a lot to me. I was definitely fortunate where my parents could send me there, and I was beyond grateful, and I wouldn't want to go to any other school. And probably the most memorable thing was just going from freshman to senior year, all the people there just helping me to get where I am today.
Mr. Moon?
I'm gonna do two. So I have an academic one, and athletic one. The athletic one would probably be my junior year, beating Calvary at Calvary. Just because that game was awesome. You know, the atmosphere was crazy, and it was a playoff game in the middle of October. It was just awesome. And my academic, I guess, memorable moment would be getting an A in calculus.
Nice. Chase, most memorable moment?
Definitely probably being Country Day and Calvary this year in the playoffs. That was probably the biggest moment for me. And just like everybody's a big family over there. Everyone's close. They love each other over there. That's probably my biggest moment over there.
Coach?
I tell you guys, one, I respect all of you. You guys are representing your school programs with high character and integrity. And listen, I wanted to have you guys on because you guys are just awesome student athletes. You represent your school. You represent yourself well. And, we are proud that you represent Savannah. And that's the biggest thing. We're so excited when we get our student athletes on and they go off here and we get to talk about them on this show from now on about what they do. So we always know this will be your home, but guys, we wish you the best for the future. Go get them, whether you're in Latrobe or Good Parker or Presbyterian or Georgia Tech. Go get them, man. Represent your school in Savannah well.
All right, I got one last question to all of you, okay? It's Memorial Day weekend. A hot dog or a hamburger? Go right ahead, Mr. Moon.
Hamburger.
Hamburger. Why the hamburger?
Hamburgers taste better. Hot dogs are kind of gross.
All right, Jake?
Hamburger all the way.
Just because it tastes better?
Oh, yeah.
Grady?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. Nobody with the hot dog. Chase?
I'll go both.
He's going to go on both. That's a good answer.
That's
okay.
a linebacker right there. I'm going both. I'm doing both of them.
All right. Before we get out of here, I know everybody's interested in I know your parents have been a big part of your high school career. Now you're going on to college. They're going to be a big part of it. Tell us about your family, what they've meant to your athletic and academic career. Go ahead, Grady. Start it off.
My parents just have been great. They've taught me at an early age just how to work hard, and I've always looked at both their work ethics, and they always told me to put my faith first and just have trust in the Lord, and then do the hard work, and it follows. And I think this just past 4 years, they've put me through this school and done everything for me that they can possibly do to help me to succeed. I think I look at them as huge role models, so I couldn't be grateful for any better parents.
Jake?
Yeah, my mom has always been supportive. My dad, he's taught me to be respectful and push hard and always work hard. Also, my brother went to college for football, so I always wanted to play college sport, and just like him. And my sister's also been very supportive of whatever I do, so I'm very grateful for my family.
Chase?
They mean everything to me. There's definitely been rocks in the road in my life so far, and they just led me to be a better man so far.
And Nate?
My family just kept me strong and stable, when everything just seemed like it wasn't working out. I'd come home and they'd be there for me to at least make me smile or restore me with my confidence that God's gonna make a way. So I just thank them for that. I thank my parents for raising me to be the young man I am.
Well, guys, as Coach Griffin said, and he's a coach from one of your arch rival schools in Savannah, you guys have done a great job. You made us proud. You made your families proud. You made Savannah Christian proud. Go get them at the next level, and I will have a plaque for each and every one of you as soon as Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies opens up. You deserve it. Dr. Bart Wetherington, great supporter of what you guys do here in Savannah, Georgia. Keep up the great work. And thank you for being the first Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athletes of the Week on one show. It worked out well. And I guess all that Zoom training has helped you out a lot, eh?
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, take care, and I'll be in touch. I'll make sure you get all your plaques. And once again, have a safe Memorial Day weekend. And as you guys can say one more time, it's great to be a Raider.
Great to be a Raider.
Come on, guys, it's great to be a Raider.
Great to be a Raider.
It's great to be a Raider.
All right, guys, I'll talk to you. Appreciate it.
Right,
Thank
bye.
you.
I mean, what can you say, Chad? I mean, you coached against these guys.
Yeah.
Of course, you're one of your rivals, Savannah Country Day, Savannah Christian, but you're like me. I don't care where the kids go to school. I mean, Islands High School, the Arts Academy is one of our biggest rivals. Benedictine's a big rival. I don't care where they go to school. I'm not about Islands High School, okay? Of course, I support my school, but I'm about the local kids. And I got goosebumps just doing that interview. And it was your idea. That's why we have a co-host, or I have a co-host, because you bring up these ideas, and it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Well, one, you realize as a coach, and you're coaching against them, just how talented they are. In so many ways, not just, athletically, but I don't know Jake personally, but like I've been able to watch Jake play. I know how hard he works. I know how hard he presses. You have compassion for Nate because you know the type of player he was coming up, getting through everything, and then have your senior year cut short. You don't get to play your senior year. Don't even get to run track your senior year. I mean, you just know what these kids go through, and you just appreciate that. It don't matter what school they're at. You just appreciate greatness. And I think that's what we get to do every Saturday is we get to bring greatness on. We get to talk about them. Once again, I know Carl says this all the time. If you got someone out there, you got a group of student athletes out there, listen, we're willing to get them on, tell us their story. We'll get it published. We'll get them on. Just let us know through all social media contact. But congratulations, guys. Congratulations, Savannah Christian, and 4 great student athletes there.
And once again, I'm not going to – I usually do a read with Dr. Bart Wetherington, but I'll kick off with his sponsorship first. But I got to thank Dr. Bart Wetherington for supporting us since day one, 2010. We've been going strong, and it's all about the local kids. Once again, Grady Coppock, Nate Moon, Jake McCarthy, and Chase Beard. Thanks, guys. It was
Awesome
a lot of
job.
fun. Well, next up, he's already sitting in the waiting room. We're going to soar one more time with the head ball coach from Georgia Southern University, Chad Lunsford. You're listening to the Coach and the AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Board, all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network in the Sound Garden. And we'll be right back with Coach Lunsford after we pay the bills.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies. For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, and trophies, Thompson's have got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too, every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop. They are now located at 42 West Montgomery Crossroad, Suite C in Savannah, and are open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and seasonal on Saturdays. Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies is closed with a June 1st date to reopen the doors for business. So come visit locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and abundant pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong during this COVID-19 pandemic. They are now open for dine-in, lunch, and dinner. But remember, Coach's Corner still has curbside and takeout service. John Henderson and the Coach's Corner crew has still been smoking delicious meats like Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. Don't forget, Saturday night in the Soundgarden, the band Drucker. Tickets are free at the door with limited seating for the first 100. Make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
And welcome back, Savannah, Georgia Southern, Statesboro. Welcome back to the Low Country. It's the Coach and the AD right here on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, and it's all presented to you from the Soundgarden on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hey, just a great interview, and we're going to follow it up with even another guy that loves high school kids, loves sports. I know he's biting at the bit to get back June 8th with his Eagles, and we're going to saw one more time, and he's joining us on the Coach's Corner Sports Network internet stream, the head ball coach at Georgia Southern. Of course, that's the head football coach, Chad Lunsford. Coach, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate y'all having me. Everything going great?
Hey, it's a Saturday morning. We're talking local sports. What more do you want? We just had 4 great student athletes that are going to the next level from Savannah Christian. It's just a lot of fun doing this every morning. And to have you on is an honor because, not many times do I get the big-time football coaches on here.
Man, I'm not big time, man. I just appreciate y'all having me, and we could talk a little Georgia Southern football.
Well, I tell you, Coach, one thing I've really enjoyed is your social media presence during this quarantine. It's been fun to watch. You can tell. That's why people are flocking to Georgia Southern. That's why your program's taking off. Your personality and your passion, your love, and your compassion for others. You've seen this through this quarantine, and it's been fun to watch. So just tell me, what's it been like through this quarantine, and also, the impact that Georgia Southern's been able to have with your players and just the Georgia Southern nation in general?
Well, it's obviously very different, and for us as coaches and really people in general, man, just having that day-to-day interaction with people, that being basically taken away, and for the right reasons, to try to make sure everybody's safe and healthy. But that's a challenge, man. We get so used to seeing our guys every single day and being a part of their lives, and but when all this went down, I mean, the first thing that popped through my mind was everything that we teach every day at Georgia Southern is, hey, whatever the adversity is, let's go ahead and have a positive attitude, because all it's going to do is make us stronger, and we can always turn a negative into a positive. And, when it comes to social media and the different things that we're trying to do, we're just trying to, really just spread those positive vibes throughout the country,
And, you've played, and you've played high school football. You've been involved in college football a long time. Tell us about your high school days up there at Elberton High School and the great head coach you had.
Oh, man, those are some great memories. I was the type of player that they always said, man, that Lunsford kid, he has a big heart, and he has, but it never would say a lot of talent, and so, but it was great days, man. And, T. McFerrin was my high school coach, and, he's a guy that I didn't really understand. I really didn't understand what I had as a high school athlete until after, and getting into coaching and really just really understanding what coaching is about. And so I'm very grateful for him. And, he was one of the earlier on people that kind of led me to get into coaching.
Well, Coach, I was looking through your bio and all that. While you're at Georgia College, you immediately started coaching, and over at Georgia Military. So talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, you're 18, 19 years old, right? Going right into helping coach.
Yeah, I kind of come up in the coaching business a little bit different. There were thoughts about coming out of high school. I thought about going and walk on to a couple programs, and and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on from football, and so I went to Georgia College, and but there was just something that just kept pulling me. And actually, I reached back out to Coach McFerrin, and at that time, he said, well, if you want to get into coaching, there's a junior college right down the road from Georgia College and Georgia Military College. So I went over there. I volunteered. I coated water, filmed practices, got the equipment, cut the grass, painted the fields, whatever I was asked to do. I was just like, just give me something to do. And in having that opportunity to, be in college, be a college student, but also to get into coaching was just a little bit different. And it really, I feel like I had a really strong work ethic coming out of high school. My dad was a stone cutter in the granite business, and my work ethic had been built at that time. But man, really trying to be a college student and try to get into the coaching business and doing all that just really built my work ethic. So just a lot of valuable things that I learned back then.
And you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, the Coach and AD streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter Live. We're talking to the head football coach from Georgia Southern, Georgia boy himself, Chad Lunsford. And hey, is that when I drive through Elberton, is that where your father worked in that stone place over there?
Yeah, we he actually had his own small little granite shed. Okay. And we lived in a little community. Nobody will even know when I say it. 13 Forks out of Dewey Rose, Georgia, and but it was a small little. When we first started it, really we just had a crane hooked to a tree, and we were out in the middle of everything, weather, whatever. And then it kind of grew a little bit, and we got one wall, and then there became two walls, and then there came a roof, and so we kind of grew up in that business. But yeah, when you go through there, that's what that town's about.
I mean, it's a small little town when you drive there. I've been to Lake Hartwell a lot, and I've driven through Elberton, and I know what you're talking about. So as far as your players go, you got guys that are itching to biting at the bit to come back. They're saying, Coach, open the doors. How's it been going with your players?
Everything's been going good. We've tried to stay connected. Our position coaches have done a really good job of daily staying connected with them. We've had 1 to 2 team meetings a week via Zoom. It is different, but we've been very adamant about making sure that we did not lose that connection. One thing that we've done at Georgia Southern that, really, I got to give credit to our staff, give credit to our players, is just the family feel, the family atmosphere that we've really built there, and the culture that's kind of continuing to grow. And I did not want to lose that. And so we challenged each other to make sure we tried to do that. Obviously they're ready to get back, and, we're working through that. We want to make sure that everybody's going to be healthy, everybody's going to be safe. So we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to rush too quick. We're going to do what we're allowed to do, but we're going to make sure their best interest is in mind.
So, Coach, I'm once again looking through your bio and your different stints, and I know how college. I coach college soccer. I moved like 3 times in a year trying to move up the ladder. But one thing in here, I really want to ask you that one, I believe you're doing a great job recruiting and scouting talent. Tell me about your 3 years at Auburn under for director of scouting, because I think that's had a big impact on what you're doing at Georgia Southern and how you're doing it. So walk us through your time at Auburn in that director of scouting role.
Well, to be honest with you, I think my time at Auburn really prepared me and again, I'm trying to learn, be a better head coach every day, but I do think my time at Auburn allowed me to kind of understand running maybe a program. I paid attention to Coach Gene Chizik. He was the head coach at Auburn at the time, just very organized, very detailed in every aspect of the program. I was heavily involved in the recruiting piece at Auburn. but also too had other responsibilities that came with day-to-day operations of a program. So just being able to see great coaches, seeing great recruiters, just being able to see all the people that could influence me has been very valuable for our program. So I'm very, very grateful for my time at all.
Now, I know this is going to fall on your chart of responsibilities. You bring the guys back. Are you guys allowed to start with the ball, or are you going to be like the high schools here where you can only do conditioning? And how's that conditioning going to work with all, everybody worried about the coronavirus and you guys being together?
Well, right now we're still building and looking at the guidelines that the NCAA, the Sun Belt Conference, university are putting in place for us. So we don't really know what everything looks like yet. But when we bring them back, June's going to be a voluntary month. June's going to be, based off of let's phase them in, let's figure this out. Let's don't rush it too much. I think you'll start to see more mandatory stuff, more things happening in July than you will June. And a lot of things we're still waiting for approval on, and we just want to make sure we dot all I's and cross all T's. But I think you're going to see June to be more of a phase-in month.
Yeah, Coach, I agree with you. I was talking to Daquan Dowse the other day. He's at Tech, and I asked him, I say, are you going back in June? He's like, well, no. Coach Lurie wanted the kids that were closer in Atlanta already. We're going to phase them in. Then the rest of us will probably come up in July. Is that similar to you guys? If you're close, maybe bring those guys in first who are already around, Georgia Southern and the Statesboro area. And then, like you said, July, start having more and more people come back?
Yeah, we're being very mindful of that. We look at our team, and we're also looking at the ones that maybe that maybe their home background or their home place is not as stable too. We want to make sure we do feel like if we can get them back to Georgia Southern, we can put them in a healthy and safe environment that maybe they're not getting at the house. Now, we've got a lot of kids that are very well taken care of, and we may not want to move fast with them because they're in good situations. So we're looking at distance, but we're also looking at their family situations, home situations also.
And, I'm going to go locally here to Savannah, Georgia, and I can't believe this is amazing that Wes Kennedy, and Chris Harris are going to be seniors. Tell me what it's like with those two guys. I can't believe they're seniors. I can remember handing out the trophy to Wesley Kennedy being the best football player in the city. I mean, it just blows my mind how quick it goes. Time flies.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I remember sitting in, his granddad's house, Wesley's granddad's house, and with the rest of his family, in that recruiting process. And man, that just seems like yesterday. The one great thing about them being seniors is they've really grown as Georgia Southern men, and they're really great leaders for us. But man, that dang clock is ticking, man. And I'm gonna be so sad when they're not Georgia Southern Eagles. Well, they'll always be Eagles, but when they're not playing for us. And but very excited about them. They've done a really good job since they've been here. Growing not only as football players but as men. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do on the field this year.
All right, Coach, give me one more. Brian Miller, Memorial Day School. How's he working out? I mean, that devastating injury last year, and I love the kid. And once again, I'm talking about Savannah kids, but Brian Miller out of Memorial Day School, he's been a key for you guys. Is he going to be ready to go?
Well, all indications are very positive. We feel like we're going to have him for training camp and be full go. And that's a testament to that kid, man. Ever since the day we got him on that signing day when, nobody was sure we were getting him or not getting him. And, we were able to. And, he was a really good defensive player coming out of high school. We felt like, man, you could be a really good offensive lineman for us. And he was very unselfish about that, made that change, and really was growing into an all-conference player for us. And when we lost him last year, that was kind of devastating for us because he was a difference maker for us. But, everything happens for a reason. That kid, I'm just looking for the perfect ending for him because he has really put a lot of work into it, and looking forward to getting him back on the field for us.
Coach, that leads me into my next question, talking about recruiting. That obviously is the lifeblood of every major college program. You guys have done a tremendous job. But also, you seem to lock down certain areas. Georgia is probably the fourth most talented state in the country. You saw in the NFL draft the other night how many kids coming out of Georgia being drafted. And so tell us what it's like recruiting in a talent-rich state like this, but also you've locked down a couple of local areas that seem very vital to Georgia Southern.
Well, obviously, us where we sit is really good for us. Now, Georgia it's over recruited. There's so many people that come into our state that are out of state schools, and you have to fight. You have to fight that, because. But you do find a lot of kids that really want to stay in the state of Georgia. I think our ability when we moved from FCS to FBS, I think that has helped an awful lot. When you start talking about the area too, and Savannah. The Savannah area has really, I do think there's been players that have come out or could have came out of there and have came out of there for the longest time, but it's really starting to get on the map now. We're starting to see other, schools from other states come into the Savannah area and recruit. But we want to make sure if a kid wants to stay close to home, we want to make sure we're locked into that and get them. And it's all about finding the right fit too. I mean, Statesboro is a small college town, and we want to go find guys that really want that type of environment. So Georgia's been very good to us. South Georgia's been very good to us. The coastal area's been awesome. And
I'm going to go to the other side now. Bring you guys back. You're going to open up camp. What's going to be like if they tell Chad Lunsford and Georgia Southern you can't play with your fans, but you can play football games? What will that be like?
Well, I'm going to choose right now not to believe that's going to be the case. Now, if it does, to me, we're going to face it like adversity. I mean, we're going to go, hey, because we always talk about it, the power of Paulson. We have such a great fan base, and our Eagle Nation's unbelievable, and they bring so much energy to the stadium. That'll be hard. A lot of our guys really fell in love with Georgia Southern because of that game day atmosphere. But I'm going to keep a positive mindset. Don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, we'll deal with it and we'll bring our own energy.
I've been there plenty of times, and the prettiest little stadium in the country is the best. I mean, it's the greatest atmosphere. I've been to Louisville. I've been to Florida. I've been to Georgia. There's nothing like that closeness up there in Statesboro in that pretty little stadium, Paulson Stadium, especially with Irk looking on with his statue from the corner.
It's really hard to explain. I mean, we talk about it, but man, we try to get our recruits there to feel it because, I've been in the SEC at Auburn, and and that's a great game day atmosphere. Auburn's unbelievable, but Georgia Southern just has something special about it, and you just feel it every game day, every Saturday that we kick it off.
Coach, I'm going to ask you a fun question here. The chair, the wrestling. Where did that originate and come from? Is there and I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina, so I grew up around like Ric Flair and all these other guys that were through that area when I was growing up. So one, tell me a little bit about that, and two, if you had to pick your favorite wrestler, who is it?
Well, as far as the chair and the elbow drop and all that, there's so many times I wake up and go, man, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Because this is I'm getting older, and this doesn't always feel good to the body. I grew up a wrestling fan. My family watched it. I mean, we just had a good time on Saturday mornings. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, all those NWA guys, man, they used to come to the middle school gym in Elberton, and then also at the high school field in Hartwell. And, we'd always just go and, check those things out. And I just grew up a fan. As far as why it happened at Georgia Southern, in 2017, when I, had the opportunity to be the interim head coach, and, we were at a low point, man. We had not won a football game, and but we went down to Louisiana and we won. And I mean, it was just so electric. I mean, I just could imagine what it feels like to be in the middle of WrestleMania and being in the main event and the energy level. But in that locker room after that win, man, that's kind of what I imagine it was like. And I don't know, it just kind of happened, and they went nuts. The kids went nuts. And so we just kind of made it a thing. Again, they love it. They enjoy it. We put a lot of work. I mean, we work. And you really only get 12 guaranteed opportunities a year. And when you win, you should celebrate, and then you got to move on. There's no question. You can't just stay in it, but you got to enjoy your wins because you put too much work into it. So we enjoy that, and we have a good time with it. And, as long as the kids enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. I may have to put some bandages or some braces on or something. I don't know. But you asked me my favorite wrestler.
Yes, sir.
Man, this one's a hard one. But to be honest with you, Dusty Rhodes is my favorite. Yeah. He's just, in my opinion, blue collar dude that, just kind of earned everything he got, and, very entertaining. So he was a guy that I really paid attention to, and he would probably be my favorite.
Awesome. I know I'm going to blow you guys away, and I know it was probably before you were born and probably before you were born, but I got to go with Bruno Sammartino. Okay. So I got to go with the little New York Italian here. I mean, I went to Nassau Coliseum and watched Hulk Hogan take on Bruno Sammartino. So you want to talk about old guy, Sunnyside Garden, where we would sit right there and they'd be spitting on us. It was a lot of fun. And you got to watch out. The chairs would come out of the ring. Yeah. You got to duck your head. But yeah.
Well, I'm just glad I'm talking to y'all because y'all know these guys. I mean, I say Dusty.
I could talk wrestling with you. Like, my favorite tag team, if you want to get into that, was like the Road Warriors.
Yep, there it is.
Road Warriors was like the greatest ever. And they come flying down the hall. They just slide into the ring, and it's awesome. So we can always talk about that as well.
All right, he had a fun question. I got a fun question, of course. This nice, rotund, old ball coach, Memorial Day weekend, hot dog or hamburger?
Both. Yeah, I'm not going to discriminate against either one. I'm going to enjoy both. No question.
Anything else you got, Coach?
No, man, you've been awesome, Coach Lunsford. We appreciate you so much for coming on, for sharing that with us. You're so real. I think that's why Georgia Southern is such a great fit for you. Your work ethic, your attitude, your humble beginnings. I think your players see that in you. They know that of you. And you can tell, like, you're just a relational guy, which you have to be in this business. And kids got to know you truly care about them as a human being. And I just love what you guys are doing and how you're doing it. And you guys have nothing but greatness going forward.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all having us on. It's always great to talk about Georgia Southern football. It's always great to talk about our guys. God's put us all on this earth for a purpose. And that's what's going to end up defining us. So that's what's going to motivate us. And we're looking forward to many great days ahead. So thank y'all for having me on.
Hey, and, the traditions at Georgia Southern, they must stay. The yellow school bus, the Eagle Creek. One more time, Irk Russell, keep it up, Coach. I love going to Paul State and watch a football game, and you're leading that program the way it should be. It's tradition. And as Irk Russell would say, do right and do it one more time.
Well, I have the whole thing, and I don't know how much y'all know about. I do get to spend a lot of time with a man named Doc Spurgeon who helped with this program, and he's told me all along, and I've always embraced the traditions. And he said, never get rid of traditions, always build on, and that's what we're trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to help our guys understand. And so we're really embracing everything and just building what we can build and add to the legacy.
Coach, appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to come on our show. And once again, anytime you want to come on, you always got an open door to come see the coach and the AD.
Appreciate that. Thank y'all. GATA.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
The local coaches, college coaches, we got two local colleges, okay? You got Savannah State and you got Georgia Southern. When you have two head coaches that have a passion for their city, for their kids, for what goes on here in the southeastern part of Georgia, you got to love it. You can't, if Georgia Southern played Savannah State, of course, my son would be torn, but I'd be torn too. But there's something about Paulson Stadium. When I walked in that stadium, probably back in 1996 when I went to a coach's clinic way back when, there's just something about it. And then, I was around and watching Irk Russell stand there at the end of the end zone with his cigar, waiting for the games to begin. It's a special place. It's a special place, Georgia Southern. And Chad Lunsford has got it on the right tracks. And I'm not going to get into coaches' names, but there was a couple of coaches that came in there and wanted to change those traditions, even running that option football. Georgia Southern fans didn't like it.
Well, I think what Chad's done, Coach Lunsford done so well is what you have to do. You have to embrace the school. You have to be ingrained in it. And I think, his background, his upbringing, who he is as a person, he's genuine. He cares about people. He cares about the school. And I think there's certain people that have great fits at certain places. And you look at him, you look at his background, and you think like, this guy is Georgia Southern.
Oh, yeah.
This is Georgia Southern football. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is the passion, the emotion, the love, the care, that everything goes into it. And that's what you got to have. And he's got that. And, I mean, it is that fire is growing and growing. And I'm super excited to see it's one of the biggest, as far as population, it's one of the biggest universities in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
And it's only expanding. And so, you never know what next 5 years will look like for these guys.
It's just a special place, and you got a special guy. And you know what I can relate to? Him going to college and then going over to work at Georgia Military College. I was starting to go to college. I went back to my high school, and I did everything he said. Same thing. Paint the field, clean the uniforms, whatever the coaching staff needed me to do just to get my foot in the door to coach the game of football. And it worked out well. And, you can tell that he's absorbed. He's a sponge. He's taken in everything that he's learned on his way from his high school coach to Auburn, back to Georgia Southern. So, once again, a lot of fun. And I just can't believe Wesley Kennedy and Chris Harris are seniors, and Brian Miller would have been a senior with that devastating injury. And, it's just a special place.
Well, and the great thing about how they're recruiting, what they're doing, you're going to continue to have kids. We're going to continue to follow these kids around this area. Like you said, it's important to recruit the area. Obviously, Georgia is hugely recruited from around the country, but he's got some areas that he's locked down, and he said also right. It's like, hey, it's got to be the right fit.
Yep.
We got to find the right kids, but it's also got to be the right fit. You got to want to be in this college town. But I'm telling you, more and more people want to be in that college town, and it's growing. So hats off to Coach Lunsford and what they're doing at Georgia Southern, and just excited to have them on.
I know we can go on and on about this. Coach, great job. Thanks for coming on. We really do appreciate it. Remember, the coach and AD, three steps out the door. It's my turn to ask the AD this weekend. My 3 questions, 3 steps out the door. You're watching the coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Board, and it's all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, live from the Sound Garden in Savannah, Georgia.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and abundant pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong during this COVID-19 pandemic. They are now open for dine-in, lunch, and dinner. But remember, Coach's Corner still has curbside and takeout service. John Harrison and the Coach's Corner crew has still been smoking delicious meats like Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. Don't forget, Saturday night in the Sound Garden, the band Drucker. Tickets are free at the door with limited seating to the first 100. Make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies. For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, and trophies, Thompson's have got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too, every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop. They are now located at 42 West Montgomery Crossroad, Suite C in Savannah, and are open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and seasonal on Saturdays. Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies is closed with a June 1st date to reopen the doors for business. So come visit locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York. York style. We are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Coach and the AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, and it's all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And that's right, we're sitting in a sound garden. Last night it was a hopping place. Hunter Price Band was in here. Tonight we got some Calvary people coming in.
Drucker Band.
And it's free. First 100 people, it's free. Okay, local kids doing local things, and musician played baseball at Calvary Day School, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I got to come check it out. I've never been to the Sound Garden I take that back. Last year I did show up. I did see a show, so this will be my second time in the Sound Garden.
Yeah, beautiful place back here. If you've not been to Coach's Corner, you've not been back here in this beautiful Sound Garden. Great covering, from the elements. Now I'm sure the rain that came through last night was a little bit different. It wouldn't matter where you'd been from that standpoint, but beautiful back here, shaded area. Great food as well. There's smoking meats out front again today. So drop on by Coach's Corner and see John Harrison and everybody here.
And I got to thank, of course, Fleet Feet Savannah and Specialties that helped me get this shirt. I also have my 912 shirt, which go right ahead.
So Specialty Sports, Sierra Thomas, don't forget, hey, as people are venturing back out, that sort of thing, hey, make sure stay local, support 912, all these places that, were there for us during this quarantine. We need to be for them as we go back to business.
And don't forget, part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network, is the Wednesday night show, Rubbin' and Grubbin'. They're on 5:30 to 6:30. They're moving to 6 o'clock. Hey, you got Rubbin' and Grubbin', and you got the Coach and AD, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, all right here at Coach's Corner. John Henderson, we got to thank him for letting us do this. You know what? I like being outside. I like being in. The sun's going to come through the sunlight pretty soon, but this is a great atmosphere to do this show.
It is, man. It's great. Like, we got the banner background, we got the TVs on ESPN back there as well. So this is awesome. We're just grateful to be here, and this is a great place, man.
Hey, you're talking about TVs. Hey, we got NASCAR going to your neck of the woods.
Yeah, they are going to
Charlotte Speedway. I've never been there. What's that place like?
It's awesome. That was my first race I ever went to. I was probably like 10 years old. My dad, my uncle took me to Kickoff 600. I fell asleep probably about lap 300 and, about 300 miles. And I woke up with like the last 50 laps or whatever. But I grew up around that area, going to dirt tracks, going to NASCAR races. And it's a lot of fun. It's super fast. If you ever get to go to an event, we get to go back. There's 2 or 3 tracks I recommend. Charlotte at night, all-star race. You can't beat the atmosphere. Daytona, all right, but then, Martinsville, all right, it's like, 1 miler down in a bowl. It's awesome. I mean, it's super loud. It's like, bumper car racing with big boys. And so just fun stuff, but 600 miles is a long race, and it's a big endurance race for those guys as well. And typically it's been the same weekend as the Indy 500.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was going to lead to. But last Sunday, I had the boys over. It was Dom's birthday. And, of course, the golf was the big thing. The golf ended. So I put on
golf this weekend too.
I put on the NASCAR. What are you doing, Dad? I said, I like watching people make left turns. I said, it's sports. Race car drivers are athletes. People don't realize it. You're in there for how many laps?
500 to 600 miles. And so, it can be 300 laps or more.
Oh, it's crazy.
You're going 160, 70 miles an hour. The G forces you have to sustain to go through it is pretty unreal. So.
And, I don't know how this happened, okay? We'll get to the golf in a second. But Memorial Day was always May 30th. Indianapolis 500 was always May 30th. Now we're pushing Memorial Day up a week. It's this weekend, Memorial Day. Hey, Memorial Day is special. It means a lot to this country because of all those men and women who sacrificed to let us be free to do what we do. But what happened to the May 30th date? Why are they moving up a week? I
don't know.
It's
Maybe
crazy.
It's a calendar thing.
I don't know. But the Indianapolis 500, they want it to fall on a weekend. Just because May 30th falls maybe on a Monday or Tuesday, it will fall on next Saturday, May 30th. So it was a weekend. I don't know what it is, but the Indianapolis 500 was always my favorite because where I live, we did have a nice dirt track, the Freeport Speedway, and we'd go Friday with the Police Boys Athletic Club and go watch demolition derbies, and they don't do that anymore, do they?
Not as much.
There's not many crazy guys, and back then there were no safety regulations.
Oh, no.
So, but the Indianapolis 500 is pushed back to when? August?
I think so.
I forget what the date is, but it's pushed back to August, and that's something that's always special to me on Memorial Day. And then, of course, golf tomorrow.
Oh man, Tiger, Phil, Brady, Peyton, the smack talk that's been going on. Phil Mickelson saying like Tiger wanted to play at his home course and that sort of thing, And he's like, we're gonna give him a memory to where he's not gonna like it. Every time he goes to the home course, he's gonna realize he got beat here. So Phil's talking some smack.
So it's Phil and Tom.
Yep.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
And he's not a bad golfer.
No, he's not.
Taking on
Peyton.
Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to be watching it.
Oh, without
so
doubt.
It should be a lot of fun watching that. I wish I was with the boys, but we got a little ceremony going on in Florida. A couple of the family members got together. My nephew's first child, first real grandkid. We do have a step grandkid, but so I'll be watching it by myself. So it'll be pretty exciting to watch that tomorrow. So, all right, let's get 3 steps out the door. It's my turn this week to get this guy going. Okay, Memorial Day weekend. Favorite Memorial Day activity there, buddy?
One, I think for me, growing up around Charlotte is a big military presence around there as well. It's just, the people that sacrifice so much for this country, and you just realize growing up how important that was. I remember being at the racetrack at the Coca-Cola 600, and just the flyovers, having the jets fly over the track. I mean, when I was 10, 11 years old, you're sitting there going like, this is the coolest thing ever. And so that's one of my fondest memories of Memorial Day. And also just remembering those who sacrificed for us.
Okay, Memorial Day weekend, okay, most memorable moment. Not what most memorable sport, but something that you can remember vividly on Memorial Day.
I don't know about Memorial Day itself, but moment is being at the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the All-Star race was always, great to be at, and the excitement, electricity from that. That's definitely for me.
We East Rockaway, New York, small town, 10,000 people stuck in a square mile in southern part of Long Island. Just the Memorial Day parade. I mean, when I was a little kid, the police athletic league would get together. We'd dress up our uniforms and we'd go eat as many hot dogs as we could because they didn't give us hamburgers back then. And it brings back a lot. Then joining the volunteer fire department, marching in the parade. Also, setting up a kazoo marching band. That was a lot of fun too. So Memorial Day, I wish sometimes I was back in good old East Rockaway, New York for that Memorial Day feeling because there's nothing like it. And so that would be my memory. Okay, I've been asking everybody, but I know the answer. Hot dog or hamburger on Memorial Day?
Well, I'm going to go the same answer. I'm going to have both. I'm not going to discriminate from that. The hamburger is going to be great, but having a hot dog on Memorial Day because you got Nathan's. Now is that 4th of July thing or is that?
No, that was Memorial Day and 4th of July for us.
Yeah. So Nathan's hot dogs, that's still what I buy. To me, that's the favorite hot dog, best hot dog to buy. So
but you got to get the bun length. You can't get the small beef.
No. Got to be the bun length one, the original one. So I'm a both guy.
And you don't put them on the barbecue. Oh, sorry, the grill. You got to put them in a frying pan or you got to put them on a fryer and you got to roll it. There's nothing like it. I mean, you can put it on the grill, you can put it on the barbecue, whatever you want to call it, but there's nothing like frying it in a fry pan or on a fryer. I mean,
on a flat top.
It's unbelievable. And, you get a little onions, a little sauerkraut, and then a little mustard, people. Okay, here we go. I know this is the 4th one. On your hot dog, ketchup or mustard?
I'm a ketchup guy. I've always been a ketchup guy. I mean, barbecue sauce is made out of ketchup in North Carolina. You got tomato base in there. So, I put barbecue sauce on my hot dog. Okay. I'm a barbecue guy. No matter what, I can put barbecue sauce on anything, and it's good.
Got to go with the mustard. Do you know that people put mayonnaise on it?
Really?
It's like a bologna sandwich, fried bologna sandwich.
Well, that's true.
So, whatever you want to do. Yeah. But anyway, Memorial Day. Okay, what is Memorial Day? We honor all the servicemen, servicewomen who've lost their life. Okay, letting us be free. And that's what's great about this country. We're free to do what we want to do. We're free to do what we do. And people don't realize that. And that's the sad part. And our young Americans, and I'm going to say this right now, I've been a teacher for 33 years. I've been a coach for 37 years. When we are in homeroom and you have to stand for the pledge, they don't realize that the Pledge of Allegiance is not about all the issues we're dealing with the prejudice and all that other stuff. It's about the people who are letting you be free. Red means blood. They gave their blood. They sacrificed their lives for us. And that's what Memorial Day is all about. My father was a veteran. He had a choice way back when. My mother-in-law said to him, my grandmother, his mother-in-law, my mother's mother, said to him, you either get out of the military if you're going to marry my wife. I think he would have been a lifer. I probably would have been a military person if he was a lifer. And, he came home, and I don't know how he did it, and I don't know where those medals are, 2 Purple Hearts. And he would never tell us the story about it. I said, Dad, what did you do in the war? I carried orange crates across the street. Meanwhile, he had shrapnel coming out of his leg until the day he passed away. And, it's something that's near and dear to me. The flag means freedom. The flag means people who've died for us to let us be free. And I wish people would remember that.
Yeah, I was a history teacher, and history is still my love and passion. And that's what we talked about all the time is, I think a lot of times people want to take symbols and turn them into something, certain messages or political messages or whatever. But we are so blessed to get up every day to be free. And, do not let people censor your freedoms as sometimes, things grow and develop. But understand that you get to get up, you get in the car or wherever, you can drive, you can do certain things. Freedom of speech is huge. I love the fact that we can agree to disagree, and that's great. And I think that's one thing we need to get back to in this country as well is, hey, agree, disagree on points, respect each other's opinion. Where you're from, you got a guy from, North Carolina, and you got a guy from New York here, and we are separate on a lot of things, but we are together on so many things as well. It didn't matter if he's from upstate New York or, Long Island, my bad. Not upstate New York, that's Syracuse and all
We're
that.
that little island that sticks to the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. Long Island over there. I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina, from a mill town area, so 2 totally different ways that we grew up, but very similar as well.
It's nice to be free. And that's what it's all about this weekend, the freedom, because people sacrificed their lives for us. And remember that. And God bless all the veterans that are still alive. And God bless all the active military, National Guard people we have right now. It's all about our freedom, and they help us be free.
Yeah.
All right. And I know Jesse Cole won't let me do this, and he didn't know I was going to do this. There's no music to it. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes. Oh, say, can you see? Should I end right there?
I was going to stand.
I want to sing the national anthem at Grayson Stadium. I really do. Come on, Jesse, if you're watching, fan first. The fans would love the coach, the guy from Long Island that can't see. You know what I mean?
You got to just surround him with everybody else, man. His enthusiasm will carry it through, though.
Hey, it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank
That's
God.
right. Amen.
All right. Remember, every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. till about 10:30, 10:45, it's the Coach and AD, Karl DeMasi and
Coach Griffin.
We'll be here on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from the Sound Garden at Coach's Corner on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. May it be your best weekend ever. Hit it out of the park. And until next week, may it be your best week ever. So once again, we're out of here. We'll see you next weekend. And once again, hey, do me a favor. Check out the prepsportsport.com. Support me on supporting the kids. And also go to YouTube, go to Karl DeMasi Sports Report, subscribe. You won't miss a show. It's all right there. It's all recorded.